To address stability issues, I will demonstrate specific parameters to choose from depending on your environment. We start with the SonicPoint provisioning profile. Here we are applying these settings globally to all SonicPoints. However, the same settings can be done on the SonicPoint itself. The two main differences are A, if the changes are done on the provisioning profile, all the SonicPoints will need to be deleted and reprovisioned. If choice B, changes are done on the SonicPoint itself, and confirming your changes will reboot the SonicPoint to take effect. If the retain settings is enabled on the SonicPoint profile, it will then be enabled on the SonicPoint as well. Having this enabled will retain the parameters already set on the SonicPoint. So if making changes to the SonicPoint individually, I then suggest to disable this until all changes have been done. By default, the SonicPoint profile uses 802.11 mixed mode for ease of compatibility with your 802.11 wireless devices, such as older legacy devices that are only compatible with 802.11b. Typically, today's standards, most devices support G and N mode, and we can use this to our advantage. For example, if the environment uses all 802.11n compatible devices, then choosing this mode can offer some great features such as 40 MHz dual channel to allow for double the bandwidth over G. This also offers short guard interval, aggregation. However, you must check that the wireless device that you're using must support 40 MHz dual channel, short guard interval, and aggregation. So please note that when using this mode with 40 MHz dual channel can sometimes be a challenge when channel planning or working around existing adjacent RF interference of the same radio frequency. When choosing 802.11g mode, most devices out there are compatible with this mode, as well as most commonly used. However, 802.11n devices are backwards compatible with G. So you also notice that 802.11g does not support short guard interval or aggregation, as well as only uses a single channel of 20 MHz. Now assigning an SSID of your choice will be placed in this field. When choosing an authentication type, you have several choices. However, most commonly used is WPA2 pre-shared key with AES. Not all devices will support WPA2 pre-shared key with AES. However, at least choose WPA with TKIP as the next best secure option. Here you enter in your passphrase. I recommend that it's complex and should include capitalization, numbers, special characters, and at least 8 digits long. On the Advanced tab, by default, the transmit power is set to full to provide the most RF coverage. I suggest setting it to 1/4 power, then have an active site survey performed to get an idea of what the RF coverage is like at 1/4 power, which in turn will help you understand if the power should be increased or decreased depending on your environment. The rest of the parameters on this page are not altered unless additional troubleshooting is required or fine-tuning is needed. Okay, this completes the tutorial.